The bio clock is ticking. Once harvested, the countdown begins. We race against time to deliver before oxidation sets in.
The hard, distinct cane billets before, and the prepared cane output, a fuzzy, tangled, moist, fibrous mass resembling wet tobacco.
A rotating drum with spikes fluffs up the shredded cane as it falls onto the next belt. This ensures the In this conceptual visualization of countercurrent flow, pipes pump thin juice from the last mill back to the choke check. A miller watches the chute level. If the cane feeds too fast, the mill can stall. A conveyor carries the wet cush or fiber back to the milling tandem. It is dumped onto the fresh cane. 5.2, 6.1, 7.2. The probe is the guardian of chemical balance.
Thermal imaging camera view. The reaction between acid and base is slightly exothermic. We see a subtle heat bloom, red/.
These are the flocks of impurities that have been chemically trapped and are now ready to be removed.
The liquid is no longer aggressive or prone to inversion. It is chemically tamed and ready to endure the high temperatures of the next stage.
The superheated juice enters the vessel, and the liquid violently flashes or boils instantly. A massive
A thin tube drips a viscous, transparent liquid into the juice stream just before the clarifier.
The collected, clarified juice sits in a buffer tank. It is calm, hot, and chemically stable. It is a
Macro photography of the filter cloth. Extreme close-up of the fine metal or synthetic mesh covering the drum. As the drum rotates to the top, nozzles spray hot water onto the muddy surface. This water percolates through the
Detail of the drying zone. As the drum continues to rotate, the water sprays stop. The vacuum continues to pull air through the mud cake.
Check the vacuum pressure on line 3. It looks stable, about 20 psi.
We see the juice forming a thin, continuous laminar film flowing down the inside wall.
The steam cascade connection. This visualizes the recycling of energy. The waste steam of one stage becomes the fuel for the next.
As the concentration rises, the color deepens. We see the liquid changing from a pale, transparent straw yellow to a deep,
Condensate recovery. The pure and hot water is captured to be used as boiler feed water, closing the factory's water cycle. The crystals are growing, but the mix is getting too thick. The automated valve opens, adding a fresh shot of syrup. This dilutes the mix slightly.
The basket accelerates rapidly. The centrifugal force pins the heavy magma against the vertical walls.
It's a wash cycle. While still spinning at high speed, automatic nozzles inside the basket spray jets of superheated water and steam onto the
The air source switches to cool, dropping the temperature from 60 to 35 degrees Celsius.
Clump versus flow. On the left, a wet clump holds its shape. On the right, the dried sugar collapses instantly into a loose pile.
The angle of repose. A pile of dried sugar is pouring onto a flat surface. It spreads out.
The screen catches honey agglomerates, or sugar lumps, formed during drying.